Vivo is back very quickly with the Vivo U20, only just 2 months after the release of the U10, this time with a better processor, GPU speed, a higher megapixel primary and selfie camera, and a larger 6.53 inches screen compared to the 6.35 inches on the U10. Other than that, the U20 retains the goodness of the U10 with a 5000 mAh battery with 18 watts fast charging and wideband L1 certification, but only has 2 color variant options. But is the build quality durable and strong enough? Let's find out in this video. The looks of the Vivo U20 is very decent for an 11K device with that light reflecting back and gold rim camera unit which houses the triple cameras. The provided free soft case in the box seems to be of similar quality to that of previous Vivo devices. We'll see later if it is effective or not. It weighs in at 193 grams, a bit on the heavier side like few other brands, but won't be an issue due to good weight distribution and for those who are used to larger note-sized devices. The plastic build of the Vivo U20 also seems to feel sturdy in my usual trial bend. This time Vivo has opted for Panda Glass Protection on the Vivo U20, and later a scratch test will prove how good or bad it is and if it is as scratch resistant as Corning Glass Protection. Before starting the scratch test, let's have a quick look at the heavy gaming performance of the Vivo U20 for you guys who are into heavy games like PUBG or the Asphalt series. It has the same Qualcomm Snapdragon 675 processor like in the previously tested and costlier Vivo V17Pro with the dual pop-up cameras, coupled with Adreno 612 GPU. Like the Vivo V17 it also defaults at high graphics and high frame rate settings in PUBG, though weirdly it scores a bit higher than the V17 Pro in Antutu benchmark scores and is just below the Realme XT, which has the 10nm Snapdragon 712 processor. As you can see, the heavy gameplay is smooth and stutter free and should be an enjoyable experience for most heavy gamers. Every Vivo device tested on the channel has its pre-applied plastic screen protector, which usually hides poor quality scratch-prone glass underneath it with no oleophobic coating. We will soon find out if it is also the same situation or not with the Vivo U20. Starting the scratch test to know the quality of the glass protection you are paying for and provided by the company by rubbing it with common atoms found in pockets and a heavy-duty box cutter. High quality Corning glass protection found on some budget devices and basic Corning glass even on cheaper Redmi devices are easily able to handle the blade of the box cutter. Though on the other hand, as mentioned earlier, lower quality tempered glass protection on budget devices of Oppo, Vivo and Realme are not able to survive the blade. Though some of the devices which did survive are the Oppo K1, Vivo Z1X, Realme X and XT. So will the Panda tempered glass protection on the Vivo U20 be able to survive the blade? The Vivo U20 is one of them rare budget devices which does well without the Corning glass protection and no oleophobic coating. The Panda tempered glass protection manages to survive my scratch test without suffering any ugly scratch marks. Next up in the sound test, testing out the audio quality of the bottom firing external speakers. The loudness of the speaker is good enough for receiving calls and enjoying media, though the audio quality is okay at best. It lacks some clarity and sharpness, for example when compared to the Vivo V17Pro. Three devices until now have failed the practical drop test on the channel, so it's mostly a nervous experience during drop tests. Let's see if the plastic build and new glass protection survives the hard drops from different angles from pocket and head height. Starting the drop test with the provided case and ordinary tempered glass. Test. Let's have a closer look at the structural integrity of the Vivo U20 and see if it suffers from any structural flaw that you should be aware of. On the first bend, there is quite a bit of flex which is expected of a plastic build, but it manages to survive without any breaks at weak points near the power keys or SIM tray. The second bend from the backside causes the U20 to flex much more than the display side, and there is a very slight creaking sound. But the good news is that there is no sign or any amount of display separation from the midframe. Vivo devices tested on the channel have never failed the bend test as yet, and the U20 keeps up this tradition with ease. The Vivo U20 with its strong structural design passes my bend test without suffering any damage like total structural failure, screen separation or display shatter.